Hey guys, welcome back to Shoney Small Engines. A friend of mine brought me this Craftsman snowblower, 24 inch, got a 208cc Chinese engine on it. Tells me it doesn't start, getting ready for the winter season here. And I haven't taken a look at this at all yet. The only thing I did was check if there was fuel and oil in there. There is fuel and there is oil. However, the fuel looks pretty bad. So my guess is the reason this isn't starting is because of bad fuel, probably bad carburetor, dirty carburetor. But we're gonna kind of do this in real time. We're gonna pull in. We're gonna check to see if this has spark and compression, and then if it is a carburetor, I'll show you how to clean that right away. So we're all going to be diagnosing this as we go, and let's start by just making sure it doesn't start for us, and then we'll see if we can get it to start with spraying some fuel into the intake. So let's start here. So keys there. We're gonna put the choke on. We'll hit the primer. Normally, when I hit the primer here, I'm gonna hear fuel. Again, this fuel looks pretty yellow, so I'm not really expecting this to start anyway, but just want to show you. And we're not getting out the fire, which, again, not surprised. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cover off. We're going to get some fuel in there and see if we can get it to start with, just to make sure it has spark and compression. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this throttle switch off, and then we're also going to get to the choke here. We got to get behind it. Oh, usually not that hard to get off. Probably was never taken off ever. Now we got two 10mm bolts here. Two here, two nuts. That's not supposed to happen. And then two more 10mm bolts right here. Now we need to come around to the other side and take the starter switch off. And then this will be able to pop out like that. Now we should be able to pull up on this and get that to pull forward. There's a little hose here that needs to be disconnected. This one's actually split, so it came off easy. That's for the breather. You should see the primer line is dry rotted and broken as well. So I'm going to try to squirt some fuel in there and see if we can get it to start for a second. So this is just regular fuel, regular gas. And let's give it a pull. Okay, that did exactly what I wanted it to do. That means I have good spark and compression. I mean, making a lot of noise because things are rattling around. But that just tells me that, fuel isn't getting to the carburetor, which, again, not surprisingly, with the primer line destroyed, and just how long it's been sitting. So let's get that carburetor off. This plate's going to come off. This is your choke plate. Okay. Use a vice grip here to lock the fuel line down so it doesn't leak fuel out. Once we get that started with the screwdriver, we can use the hose remover. See some pretty bad fuel coming out of there. And we'll disconnect the governor spring and then the governor arm linkage, and then we'll pull that out. Okay, there should be this other railing here. I'll have to put that back on, the other stud. But for now, we got the carburetor off. We got to take this to the bench and give it a good cleaning. So I'm going to put a little container under here. I'm going to catch the fuel. I'm going to let the fuel drain out of the gas tank. If any of your gaskets get torn in the process of taking this apart, you're going to have to go ahead and replace those, and you'll have to find them online. I could probably put a link in there if I remember. But they're all pretty much the same. Okay. So first thing I want to do is I want to get to the main jet. I'm going to take the bowl off, see what the bowl looks like and the jet looks like. If there's any fuel in here, I want to catch that. And you can see how dirty that is. Bad fuel. That'll pop off. If not, just tap it with a little screwdriver. It'll come off. Actually, inside the bowl does not look bad at all. So, could just be a case of bad fuel, but regardless, I want to make sure that this leaves here ready to go with no issues. Now, to get the main jet out, you got to use a smaller screwdriver. This one was actually fatter, but I kind of grinded the edges down to get it inside. Otherwise, they won't fit inside here. Get a good grip on it and give it a turn, otherwise you could strip it. There you go. Once that's got loose and it's no longer actually spinning it, just give it a couple taps and they'll come out. Okay. If they don't come out, sometimes you got to use like a little bit of like a pick to push down, or get in from the front here and push down with like a screwdriver on top of the emulsion tube to get that guy to come out the bottom. Okay. So here's our emulsion tube, which I can see through, but it's a little clogged up. These sides are good. These are good. That one's not good. So the little holes here on the sides, some you can see through, some you can't. So that has to get cleaned. Main jet, I can actually see through it, but the hole is very small. So we'll have to clean that a little bit. So that would lead to like a leaning running situation. We're going to use my little torch tip cleaners. We're going to kind of get through there, give that a good cleaning. We're going to use some carb cleaner, make sure that's going through, and the same thing with the emulsion tube. Make sure all these holes are open. Go through all these, fast forward this, and also down the center. That carb cleaner through this. I'll hit those with air too as well. Not necessary, but this helps get everything out. Okay, nice and clean down the center. Now I can see through all the holes in the sides. Good. All right, there's one more jet that a lot of people forget. Now, if you do all this and you don't clean this jet right here, you're gonna get a surging idle. So your snowblower is gonna go rrr, 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 and that's because of this guy right here. So we got to remove the idle adjustment screw. It's plastic. Be careful. And underneath it, there's this little cap here. Pop up on that. This is going to be your pilot jet right under here. A tiny little hole in there. Hard to tell if it's open or not because you can barely see through it. There's big holes on the sides, which is fine, but we got to make sure that guy's clear. I'm getting some fuel coming out of there. That's good. Good. And now I can see the hole pretty clearly, and I can actually see daylight through it. You got to be careful not to soak this because there's a tiny little O-ring on here, and if that O-ring goes bad, you're going to suck air through, and then you're going to get a lean running condition anyway. So, and that's a hard O-ring to replace because it's a specific size. Now we're going to clean out the carburetor, just get through all these inlets, jets, holes, okay? And then we'll double check. We'll blow some air through here after we remove the bowl to make sure that there's nothing blocked up inside here as well. Make sure that's going through. It is. This one should be coming out the bottom. It is. Now we're going to remove the bowl. Pull that pin out. Make sure that that's nice and clean. Okay. If your carb's leaking a lot, it could be that this is not moving up and down. It's stuck, or that your bowl is going bad as well. Your bowl gasket, which actually this bowl gasket's in very good shape. I have these to replace it if it wasn't. And what I want to do is blow some air or fuel through, brake cleaner through here, carb cleaner through here, to make sure that this isn't clogged up. Actually, we'll see some gunk come out of here when I hit this with air. There it goes. Okay. Just going to clean up this bowl gasket real quick, this O-ring, and make sure it's in good shape. It looks pretty good. I'm looking for like dry rot, cracking, flattened and hard, and it feels pretty pliable, so I'm not going to replace that. Let's just clean up the bowl real fast. All right, everything looks good here. Now we got to reverse this order, so we'll put the bowl on and make sure that goes in and out pretty easily. It does. Put the pin in. Just going to do a quick check with a little bit of blowing air through here just to make sure that this is sealing off. That's sealing off. Good. We'll go ahead, put our emulsion tube in. This small little end goes in first. Then our main jet. Give that a good turn, but not too tight. All right, I usually use like 3 fingers. Then our bowl goes on. I like to have the drain part of the bowl, the drain plug, away from the fuel line, because that's in the inner side of the engine. This is on the outer side, so I can get to it easier. Then the bolt to the bowl. Make sure that gasket is there. That's another reason you might get some leaks. Tighten that down firmly. Double check that. There we go. Now our pilot jet is going to go in here on it. It's got to go in a certain position or they won't go down. It's got to be flat on the top here. And then press that in place firmly. Okay, make sure it's sitting up against the bottom. Now we're going to come in with our idle adjuster. This goes in. You got to be real careful putting this in. Okay, there's actually a special tool used for this, but a flat screwdriver does work. And we'll spin that in until it's about maybe 1/8 of an inch sticking out. I can always adjust that if I have to, but that looks pretty good. Now the carburetor is pretty good. I want to finish cleaning out the fuel tank real fast. I'm just going to use some air and some cleaner, some carb cleaner, brake cleaner, and then I'll show you how to replace the primer line as well. We'll take this back over, we'll do the primer line, and see if we can get some fresh fuel in there and get it to start. Okay, so here's the old primer line. I'm going to go get some fresh stuff, some new stuff. I buy it in bulk, and I'll show you how to put this back in. All right, I was able to get this crown nut off, so we're going to put this stud back in. It screws in. All right, there we go. Now, have my fresh primer line. One end's going to go on this bulb here. We'll make sure we're getting air coming through here. There we are. Now we'll put the carburetor on. Now we'll get the fuel line on first. Put that down in place. And our governor linkage goes into that slot like that. Hopefully you can see this. It's kind of dark under here. Grab the spring, the pliers. Goes in this tiny little hole right here. Okay. Now that'll move freely like that. All right. It has to move freely, otherwise your idle will be stuck real high or real low. Now this linkage goes on. This is for your choke. This is going to go in this way, and then this connects here, and then we put this piece on. This has to be up in the air though. There we go. Okay, that's going to move your choke back and forth like that. Okay, make sure these gaskets are all in place and in order. We'll slide this through, and we can connect our primer line to the top of this spot here in your carburetor. And then this will slide up. Now when we put the cover on, make sure that these metal spacers are here. Otherwise you'll crush your plastic, and that these guys are up and out of the way. This little hose here has to go to the bottom part hose underneath the air boxer here. It's hard to see, but it's not super important, but still somewhat important. And then your choke lever has to come out. Everything has to be aligned. There it is. Now this cover goes in, and we can start putting the 4 bolts here and the side cover. So these guys can go in on the sides here. Try to start these by hand if you're going to use like an impact, because they're easily stripped. On the other side we have these two. Then we have to line up this plastic piece with the holes. Tighten these guys. Be careful with these guys as well, because you tighten them too hard, you'll actually break your plastic of your starter switch. So I just go until they're kind of snug. And that's it. Good. Back here, we have our throttle. It's on the top side. The thin side's towards the top on this. Get that on. I usually don't tighten them all the way down yet. I don't push them all the way in until I make sure that everything's running, in case I have to take it apart. So I kind of put them on like halfway so they still work, and then eventually I'll come on and push them all the way on after I get it running smoothly. Let's get some fresh fuel and see if we can get this thing to start. If you have access to non-ethanol fuel, I highly recommend that. It'll last a lot longer. Now, when I hit the primer, I should hear some gurgling. Make sure the fuel's on. I'll make sure the choke's on. There we go. Now I hear actual sound of fuel kind of pumping. So that should work. Let's give it a pull and see if we can get it started. All right, that's it. It took about a little less than an hour. Probably faster if I didn't have to kind of set the camera up and talk through things. This thing needs a whole tune-up service. The transition, I can barely shift gears. Maybe I'll make a video on how to clean the transmission on this. But if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. Quick and easy fix. You could run into a couple complications, like if the bowl's really, really bad or the carburetor's really, really bad. It's been in there a while. You might be better off just kind of replacing the carburetor, but you'd follow the same steps to take it off and on. A lot of people try to change the carburetor, the spark plug, and that just usually isn't the problem. I don't find that as the problem very often. Sometimes it's getting the fresh fuel in there, cleaning the carb out, and they're ready to go. A lot of times snowblowers sit over the summertime with bad fuel in there. That's why I recommend that non-ethanol fuel. So if you have any questions or if this helped you, hit me up in the comments. Appreciate the feedback, the comments, the likes. Check out my other videos over there. Check out my channel down there, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.